alive once more, for moments ago we were dead, which is why we ended up in a graveyard, doing the graveyard bash and a monster mash, which I put alongside the tiny tacos. Served them with mash. It was very nice. But I was thinking I was just thinking, seeing the notion of tacos, and I was thinking, I haven't had tacos in ages, and then I remembered I had tacos the other day. Because I had Taco Bell. Now, a lot of people seem to dislike Taco Bell. I don't know why. I love Taco Bell. But they've got a really nice one, which is, I think it's called the Cheesy Gordita Crunch, I believe. It's like a soft taco with a hard taco, crunchy taco next in the line. Between those two, I think, is what's called a Cali Ranch. And that's delicious. And then, of course, you've got meat, cheese. Well, for me, it's just meat and cheese, because I tend to get them to take out the, green bits. Because I am a fussy eater, I suppose. But I have accidentally ordered them with all the lettuce, and it's like, the first couple of bites, it's like, yeah, this is fine. This is okay. I'm not overly enamoured with chomping through a shed load of lettuce, but I suppose we can get through it. But by the time you sort of get towards the end of the taco, it's like, oh, God, I can't have any more lettuce. This is horrendous. But, I felt proud of myself for trying, at least. I know. What are you, 5 years old? Evidently. Just with more swearing than your regular 5-year-old. Boop-a-doo-boo. Now, see, I do love a bit of mash. I never used to like mash. But now I think it's one of my favoured versions of potatoes. Doesn't quite beat chips and crisps, but nonetheless, it is a fine alternative. You gotta eat your greens! Sounded like you were going into Pokemon. Well, I made it sound like you were going into Pokemon. Potatoes are one of your 5 a day. Excellent. Then the potatoes are my 5 a day. I will just eat more potatoes. But yeah, I should probably, but the unfortunate problem is I just don't like it. And I know, as childish as that sounds, it's very much what puts me off eating them. It's such a chore to chomp down through just stuff that is just unpleasant to the palate. But there you go. I have frequently tried to go, surely it's not that bad. And then it actually turns out, yeah, no, it really is that bad. I really don't like it. As I say, because I fucked up the order and didn't ask them to take out the salad, I was sort of going, yeah, all right, maybe I'll figure it out and just get on with it. And it was like, within a few bites, it was just like, no, I need to take the majority of this out now. And it is really ruining the meat. Because I know some people, will say it all complements one another, but for me it was like, no, you are a detriment in my mouth right now. Please leave. But that was before the tacos. That was Bill. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do, haven't you? Burgers only really need the lettuce for the crunch. See, I don't understand that principle. I really don't understand that principle. This idea that you have to have the crunch. Because I've heard that before. And it's like, no, you don't. Yeah? I've had soft burgers. This is tasty burger. And it's like, okay, why do you then need this crunch if the crunch is followed by no, horrible. Because even the ones lots of people say don't have any flavour, it really does to me. But I don't know, maybe I have a strange tongue. Right, hire Corey to build a tavern. Talk to Corey the following day. I think it is the following day. That's what we want to do. Yes. Now, see, an onion ring. I don't particularly like onions, but, no, I can't help it. I can't. As I say, I've genuinely tried these things, and it's like, no. But, I don't tend to pick it out as much nowadays. Although, if there's too much, then yes, I definitely will. But, yeah, no, I see, the lettuce to me just punches the flavour right in the dick and does not help in any way. But there you go. But see, like, I don't necessarily like onions, but I will sort of go with onion rings to some degree, and I don't mind a nice onion ring in a burger. But that's about the line. Okay, about barn building. We've done it. We've finished. We've finished, man. The barn is ready. Now we're just waiting for your 50 silver and we'll start working your tavern. Cock. Wait a bit. I ain't got no 50 silver, you daft bastard. How much do I have? 29.82. That's not great news. Balls. Big hairy balls. I don't think I could agree with God tier of onion rings. For me, they're tolerable. What about fried egg on top? Fried egg can go anywhere. I fear that's slightly truer than I would like to admit, perhaps, but because I've had fried egg on top of pizza, so I know fried eggs can go on almost anything. Also, one of my favourite meals, and I should probably try and get to have it again in the not too distant future, but one of my favourite is fried egg on a gammon. Oh god, yeah, fried egg on a gammon steak is brilliant. But this is, oddly enough, this is devilishly similar to the idea of fried egg on a gammon steak, because it's fried egg on a sandwich, ham sandwich essentially, a croque madame. I believe, if memory serves, I might be getting it the wrong way around, but I'm fairly certain I'm correct on this one. A croque monsieur is just a cheese and ham sandwich cooked in a pan, basically. And a croque madame is exactly that, a cheese and ham sandwich cooked in a pan, but you pop a fried egg on top. And a croque madame is absolutely delicious. It's a little bit more complicated than just frying in a pan, and by a little I do mean a little, because it is like, it's just, you butter the outside of the bread when you fry it in the pan. So it's not that much more complicated. I do have a spare body. Was I going to try and... Yeah, I think I was going to try and bring that in, doesn't it? Egg doesn't go in sandwiches, in my opinion. I can easily have a boiled egg sandwich. I do enjoy a boiled egg sandwich. I used to have a lot of... Oh, I mean, technically with a croque madame, you don't put the egg in the sandwich. You put it on top of the sandwich. Now, granted, for me, that just means you slice through the egg and you slice through the sandwich, and then you shove the sandwich and the egg in your mouth, so technically it's all in the same mouthful, because you get all the flavourings. So, strictly speaking, that's not an improvement of it being in the bread, or in the bed. I wouldn't recommend eggs in the bed, but, I mean, whatever you're into. Do you know what I'm going to do? Might be a bit risky, actually, but let's take a moment to go down in the dungeon. We do have my sword, so my sword needs its self-sating on the blood of the innocent. But yeah, I used to absolutely love egg mayonnaise as well in a sandwich, but I went off of that. I don't know why. I just sort of drifted away from it. I suppose I probably overdid it, essentially. I went, right, I'm going to have egg mayonnaise. Right, I'm going to have more egg mayonnaise. I'm going to have egg mayonnaise now, I'm going to have egg mayonnaise then, and I'm going to have egg mayonnaise all the time. And at that point, I ended up going, I'm sick and tired of egg mayonnaise. You never know, one day I might go back to egg mayonnaise, but still. Fairly dreadful, as ever. Fair enough. I can mine at this. What is this? And do I give a shit about it? Oh, I think it's silver? Question mark? We don't need bloody nails. I really definitely should have done some more inventory management before I came down here. So this is going to be slightly unfortunate, but never mind. And painting a Robbit. What sort of Robbit are you painting? Is it Warhammer-based Robbit, or is it a different random Robbit? Or there is that other one. Can't quite remember the name of it. If you reveal what it is, what the Robbit comes from, I might recognise it as a concept and a thing that you've mentioned in the past. Because I do remember there was a sort of Robbits one. We don't really need metal scrap, so we'll destroy that in favour of onion seeds. That'll do nicely. Now we just need to deal with these slimes. Oh, Tiny Epic Mechs. Nope, I have not heard of that one, so it's not the one I was thinking of. Ow, ow. How much? Oh, a reasonable amount of health. That's not so bad. Am I being... Oh, no. Oh, I was just getting confused, perhaps. Let's eat one of my fish soups. I suppose really I should save the fish soups for when I'm actually fishing, but for now it's just sort of fodder for getting energy back. Which I could just use the sauerkraut, but there you go. You've now beaten the new Mechanicus run. Excellent, well done. I think bats you can kind of strategize against. Flies and slimes, not so much. The flies just sort of hover towards you, so you're slightly best to just wave the sword around like a madman. Hey, oh, that was more luck than judgment, but I suppose I'll take it. I suppose I do have a health potion. Oh shit, I don't have enough energy. Let's grab a sauerkraut and get some more slashings. I don't really necessarily want to use my health potion, but I might actually have to do so in the not too distant future. As epic as other games from Gamelin, or Gamelin. You would think game, but might not necessarily be. Oh, open a chest. Interesting. What is this? A bucket of blood. I feel like I've already got a bucket of blood, but I think it is the thing that... Study complete, so yeah. What is easily replaceable? Let's get rid of Chaos Powder in favour of that bucket of blood, just in case. But I think... Basically, this bucket of blood is what you would have. Oh, God. You would have gotten if you didn't build a bucket. Ah, you bastard. Yeah, I thought I would. Couldn't quite outmaneuver two of them at the same time, unfortunately. They got in the way. You have died. Well, you know what? Death isn't the handicap it used to be. And by that, I mean it's of no consequence. I don't know if everything respawns on that floor, but... there you go. It's all about arena combat with robot suits and weapons. Nice. Decided to paint up the weapons and big mighty mech model to match the card artwork for them. Very good. I was doing that with my talisman, Batman talisman figures, but then sort of Marvel Crisis Protocol happened, and I now pretty much paint just things for that. Which I should do more of, but I've now also been doing more 3D modelling, so it's very difficult to decide which tasks you plan on doing, of course. Do you plan on building 3D models to print and then paint, or do you do you just paint the other models you've got that you should be painting? Too many things for too little time. Ba, 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 ba. Our church is great. Nice. I must admit, I do quite like mechs as well. I mean, who doesn't like a good mech, really? Let's be honest. And what I rather like is... I've got my eye on that Gunpla. I've not quite pulled the trigger yet, because it's a little bit expensive. But it is sort of the Amish, yeah. Yeah, it's probably a fair point. It's probably a fair point, actually. Right, how much money do we got? And I can't pick up that faith, which is hugely annoying. So I suppose we'll have to go back down to the library. Only 4 silver. Or 5 silver, I think, if you include the money bonus, which is not really enough silver. Gonna have to do a lot more selling of things. And other doings. Oh yeah, I really don't think we need that bucket of blood, but never mind. I didn't want to sort of leave it behind just in case. Oh, no, I can't put anything in there. We can put the order powder away and put the chaos powder away. Order powder. Silver nuggets. Health powder. No, we've run out of room in all of the things. Have you got Hell's Bells to go with it? No, I don't think I do. But maybe, just maybe one day, I will get my hands on the Hell's Bells. Go up and get my faith. And then I'll probably go to the... We go to the refugee camp. We might be able to deposit my bread in their tent. And that's not a euphemism. I'm actually literally going to deposit bread in their tent. And then ideally we're going to have to just wait around and get back to what's it. I feel like I should get into Gunpla. You just reach out and touch Faith. Exactly. But then Faith slaps you in the face and you regret your decision to touch her. But then you never wash your hand again because you touched Faith. Oh, we can collect some bees. Bees, bees, bees are good for your heart. Unless they're stinging it. In which case they're quite bad for your heart. Oh, that's lucky. Ooh, can I pick up the honey? Yes, I can. Excellent. I feel like I should get into Gunpla, but I need to get through Gundam first. More Gundam first, yeah. Now, well, I just like it as sort of... They look like really clever little... Clever little... I mean, I very nearly said clever little clits. So we'll go with it. They're clever little clits. Very sensitive to build. They're clever little kits because they're all sort of coloured metal and stuff. Not metal, coloured plastic. And I quite likes that idea. It's quite clever. Do-dee-dee-dee-dee-dum. Let's put the berries in the basement, because that's where berries go. And then I'll make a pail of juice. Can I actually afford to make a pail of juice? No, I can't. That's fine. I can make some oil, but I don't really need oil at the moment. So let's go up here. Where do we want to go? I don't know. Not entirely sure what I'm trying to do. I'm just sort of wandering around, hoping I'll figure out what I'm gonna do next. And then we'll try and do it. More onion seeds in the basket. Good. Silver nuggets could do with going in here over this side. So I think this is where we would be using silver nuggets. Certainly I've thought that in the past. So that's sufficient. Alright, let's see about what we were perhaps after in technologies. We were after acid as well, weren't we? But we decided acid was probably an alchemy recipe, wasn't it? So, maybe not going to be able to get acid at the moment. It's one of the greatest lines... It has one of the greatest lines of fiction in it, so that's cool. Oh. And in what way is it great, and why do you like it? Sounded a bit too sarcastic, I fear, but I did mean it as a genuine question. What is it that makes it interesting? Or cool, I suppose, arguably. Or great. I'm using all the wrong words, but there you go, it's fine. We did need... Yeah, I think we did need gears, didn't we? What did we need for the high-end equipment in my basement? Don't know. I swear I could play the most obscure card ever and my opponent would still top deck the exact counter they need. Oh... Trust me, I know that feeling. It is very frustrating. Although I must admit, it was when I was rocking the Exodia deck the other day. I was almost I was infuriated beyond comparison because I thought. Now, luckily I was wrong. I do need the gears for that and the sort of jointing. Are we anywhere near jointing at the moment? Have we already got jointing, perhaps? No, we have not got jointing. We need a lot more reds. So I think that's just do stuff, really. Gathering sulfur, pyrite, limestone. Okay. We already did gather sulfur and we didn't get anything for it, really, did we? Or we didn't get the acid I was hoping to get off of it. But maybe you need something else. Whoops. Every time the wrong button. It's fine. Remote craft control. Don't know what one of those is, but that sounds fun, perhaps. We shall have to see and understand later. But yeah, no, they played a trap card. It was going against Trap Tricks, and they played a trap card that looked like it was suggesting its notion was it was preventing effects coming out of the graveyard. And most of my cards are based on the idea of when it leaves the field to go to the graveyard, it triggers an effect that allows me to get a piece of Exodia. And so I was almost like, right, surely that doesn't join together and ruin my day, right? Right. And luckily it didn't, because as I say, the technicality of the card was it stopped things coming out of the graveyard, and the effect that I was using didn't actually get in the graveyard, so it didn't count. Luckily. I think, yeah, we might as well try and get some bodies, because we do need some more finances. So we'll get some more bodies in the morgue, and then we can sort of chop them up and do nasty things to them. And I might have to consider the idea of selling. Whoops, this is not the area I wanted to be in. Eventually I want to be in there, but not right now. I might want to go get some meat to sell, because I kind of want to get that pub sorted out. I feel like that should perhaps be my next goal, is to get the pub sorted. Sorted. Packaged meat. Yeah, I think so. I think it's time to do some packaged meat. So I tell you what, we're going to save 10 of those meats. Although if we're going to be, you know, getting a load of more corpses in, we can obviously get more meat, but you know, depends on what sort of corpses we get, because some of them we might want to stick in the graveyard, some of them we might want to try and save up and get some more zombies, and some we might, well, I think all of them we can probably extract the soul from, so that should be fine. Ah yes, of course, Max C. Always Max C. Someone stops someone else up, steps someone else up to be killed, and they contact them on comms and tells them, blame this on the misfortune of your birth. I see. Wow. A bit harsh, but I suppose arguably. And oh, someone sets someone else up. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. Makes some more sense now. Doodle-doo. Grabbing my meat and then taking it to the inn where I'm selling that meat. I just rolled the dice on my gut. Had a rustler's rib burger. You know what? This is another one of those weird oddities for me. I can't really eat, or I don't tend to eat like past like 11 o'clock. So it's weird to me that you can just go, yeah, I'm having a rustler's burger. It's like 11 o'clock. Well, it's not even 11 o'clock. It's 10 to midnight. But I eat a lot of rustlers, in fairness. I'm not that keen on the rib burger, I must admit. I usually do the cheeseburgers, and their hot dogs was nice. Or nice enough, I suppose, arguably. Oh, god damn it, not quite enough. Son of a bitch. But there you go. Yeah, New Year's, I suppose, is an exception. There are, I suppose, exceptions to the rule, but it's an oddity to me. It's like, what? What are you doing? Do those even count as food? It's not an unreasonable point, I suppose. But yeah, I used to have them for lunch. I made a pleasant little snack for lunch. Well, I say that, I mean, I suppose for me it was a little snack, but... Hoping for superpowers, though, I say. Diddly-dee. Use my entire hand trying to stop this guy, and he still has 6 in his hand. Ridiculous. Yes? I like... you know what? My issue with you, I suppose, a bit harsher than I'd intended it to sound there, but my issue is I think you're being slightly sort of like, Oh, what's it like, eh? I used my entire hand stopping the fella and he's still got 6 in his. It's a laugh, isn't it? Whereas me, when that happens to me, it's far more of a sort of like, you fucking son of a fucking whore, I will rape your children with my dead grandfather. Vitriol and disgust and hatred. None of those things were true, by the way. I would do none of those. But nonetheless, it is like, you know, I was trying to emphasise a point on the differences. Not a lot I can do there. Not really a lot I can do anywhere, really, to be honest. I think until I get some cash, I ain't got much going for me. So I don't really know what I wants to do. Now those boxes you could get for in the car and press a button and it plays a funny sound. I need one with a selection of your curses, I see. Can't get salty about things happening to me in games anymore outside of bad RNG. I still can. I have an endless rage that will one day consume me in a fire of shit, my fucking morgue. Get back to the morgue before that body rots away in the morgue. Yes. Biddly dee, ba-da-dly doo. And in we go, grabbing this body. Do we want to try and get some more souls? Can I be bothered? Ew. MOBAs. Ba-ba-ba. Are you saying you're Ghost Rider but better looking? I don't know about the better looking part. I think Jonathan Blaze has the edge on me somewhat. But yeah, I suppose arguably I am suggesting that I am Ghost Rider and I will erupt in a blaze of hatred and disgust at some point. Now, that's not a bad body. Okay. I really don't need the blood, but oh, fuck it. Extract the blood and the fat. As we should always do. Right. If I take the flesh... Oh, I suppose let's see. First person to choose one is going to be blamed or celebrated. Brain, heart, or intestines. Do I take the brain, the heart, or the intestines? I think it would be best to be summed up by a ranked match I had today where the enemy team had a pro player on it. Spent the entire game trying to spot them on the minimap and figure out how they were going to run my team over. I say. Do-do-do-do-do. Heart! Let's try and extract his heart. I believe in the heart of the cards. I have a heart in my hand. No! In fairness, that was the character's fault. He made a surgeon's mistake. But there you go. We're taking the flesh, and then you, sir, you are getting burnt. Congratulations. My heart extraction went horribly wrong, if you were wondering. And I'm not 100% convinced it was the right organ to take anyway, so... Never mind. We have a body to burn. A lovely spare body on the pyre. And now we want to put my... I'm going to need a new organs shelf, aren't I? Said no one ever. said every serial killer ever, I suppose. Alchemy rack. Yeah, alchemy rack might be okay to build rather than the scroll shelf. Yeah, we'll build an alchemy rack. So 4 big boys, 12 flitch, and some nails. 9-inch nails at that. Let's grab me some nails. We just need 1 portion of nails, please. Thank you. 12 portions of flitch. A little bit over the odds, but you're going to have to. It's fine. And I believe it was 4 wooden beams. So I'll have to go over the odds again. And we're going to have to sleep. It is Merchant's Day. Is there any significance to Merchant's Day at the moment? No, I don't think there is. I think I'm a little bit late anyway. Yeah, I need a trade license, which is fucking expensive. And 5 gold star dinners, which is going to be fucking expensive as well. Blarg. We got utterly stomped, but I haven't laughed that hard at a game for a while. I see. It's fair enough. And yeah, fun is the correct term, I feel out there. But still, when you've died and you watch one of your teammates trying to set up on one of their abilities in the middle of the enemy team for like a minute, you can do little else but laugh. I don't know. I think you can despair and think, fuck me, I'm wasting my time in this match. This is excellent. I should have been doing something more productive. But arguably, I suppose that is what I think a lot of the time. I want to go down into the morgue. Yes, the morgue. I want to go to the morgue. Actually, no, I don't want to go to the morgue, technically. Not really. I don't know. Well, it was probably quicker going down the morgue direction now, but never mind. I will go the sort of weird way that's hugely indecisive. It's fine. Alchemy rack. I've got an alchemy rack. Look at me and my alchemy rack. Oh yeah. Let's not go to the morgue. It's a silly place. In what way silly?
EY up young up.
Moonstone cannon, fire!
Unexpected subscriber cannon in the bagging area. Welcome, Mellow Miniatures. And eop. I don't think she quite understood eop. And by young'un you mean ancient one. Because I think, comparatively speaking, I am vastly older than you are. Because I think you were mentioning earlier you were early 20s, I think. And done vastly more than me as well. Because, fuck. It's like, you know, I might be in charge of my own theatre soon. That's not quite an exact copy of your accent, I assure you. And I apologise for any offence caused. But nonetheless, it's like, yeah, I might be in charge of my own theatre soon. Or approximately in charge of my own theatre or some such. And there's me. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I might be... I might be, you know, doing something. Yeah. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to chop up this body. 21 to be exact. Good lord. Right, let's get... that's a shit body. I'm just going to burn that one. Don't care to try. I don't really need any more of its bits, so let's just stick it on the bonfire tonight. Burn it. Burn it to the ground. You don't remember 21. That's fair, I suppose. There is an argument to be said. Yeah, I'm suggesting I'm ancient. Yeah, okay, you're saying you are ancient. Yeah, I suppose arguably I did accidentally insult you by suggesting I was ancient, but there you go. Magical Wizard and Comedy Smiles, yeah. I fear that's the only thing which is concerning, but there you go. Let's build another pyre ready for later. But yes, how did your stream go, Mr. Mello? And thank you very much for the subscription. I'll just reiterate that and emphasise that I do very much appreciate the subscription. It is very much welcome. But yeah, how was your stream earlier today? I saw you were painting some kind of fence. Or not. Well, I suppose was it like a gate system of some kind? There was definitely walls attached to it and a couple of gates or some such. What was I doing? Putting meat on in there. And then I suppose what we might as well do... Do we want... I don't know if I want porcelain. Ew. Porcelain. I don't... well, you do. It was 1994 and I was playing System Shock. Nice. System Shock is still going strong today. Not, I mean, your goat's still going strong today as well. But it's not quite what I meant by that. It's just, it's a recognisable title, I suppose, is the key thing. Sometimes when you mention games from your youth, they're not quite as recognisable to me. But still, don't be harsh on yourself. Your wonderful streams were good. There was a graveyard gate there. Oh, how very appropriate. A graveyard gate. A lot of grey brown. Yes, oh yeah, because I remember thinking I spotted you using my method of painting, which is jab it with the brush, jab it with the brush, jab it, jab it, jab it, jab it, jab it with the brush, which is the optimal way of painting, I think, because you don't actually have to do it well. For good results is the key thing. Random jabbing with a brush is a surprisingly effective method to get a nice texture. What am I doing? I don't know. I did want to go to the graveyard because I wanted to double check my thing and double check my urn situation. How is my urn situation? Okay, so it looks like I am going for porcelain. Ew, porcelain. Which is where I'm going for. I'm regrettably trying to get a marble columbarium, which is eos. So I have to tend to my printer. Ooh, once you've tended to it, you must tell us. Assuming you're back, because we are imminent towards finishing. But what is coming off the printer? Or I assume coming off the printer. Hope the remake of System Shock comes out soon. Ah, that'd be nice, yeah. Do Billy Bong. Yeah, marble. So yeah, we want to deal with marbles by making porcelain, and that's it. I don't want porcelain near marbles, but we'll get those. Deposit them in the correct area. Lots of D&D minis for a friend. Oh, nice. I saw recently there was offer on my mini factory. There was 50% off a whole host of... I think it's specifically the company Tribes, maybe, something along those lines. I know you can get a lot of them for free, but the premium ones do tend to be slightly better. Well, that's probably not accurate. There's a lot of free ones that are incredible out there. There truly are. I did a bust of The Mandalorian. And that came out astonishingly well. No, nothing to do with me. It's an incredible model. But yeah, it came out beautifully. Right, what do we do next? I don't know. I don't know what to do next. I don't know. Oh, I suppose we could deal with the garden. Yeah, go on, we'll deal with the garden right now. Not sure. What does that get me? Greens. Yeah, that makes a degree of sense. Green fingers and stuff. Green fingers and thumbs. And don't shove them up your bums, because then they'll be brown. You don't want brown. Right, there we go. Superb. Now we should be able to resod my earth and pop more. Oh no! Oh yeah, because there's carrot seeds lying on the floor. Let the carrots hit the floor. Let the carrots hit the floor. Let the carrots hit the boom boom floor. Right, hopefully that's not really where those should go, but never mind. It doesn't really matter. What are they? Hemp seeds. Yeah, we can probably move some hemp seeds over here. And get some hemp seeds growing there. Wheat seeds. Cabbage seeds the second. Beet seeds. Boots. That's my beet seeds. Best joke ever. I don't think so. Let's try and get the seeds. They are priority number one. I ain't got no cabbage seeds. This garden's getting a little bit... What part of banish for cost does this guy not understand? How the hell can you negate that? I don't know. How the hell can you negate that? I'm assuming with great difficulty. Can I pick up the cabbages? Yes, I can. Unfortunately, I can't pick up anything else. Also, yeah, I don't think we've got no more seeds. Deal with those. Gonna have to come back for those stray bits of wheat, I fear. Cabbages. I'll keep the carrots in a different box. Beets. Gonna get you with the beet stick, baby. Oh yeah. Can't deny, I've had a couple that felt like they were cheating. But that's just because they were going so fast. And just one without any real significant effort. And it was like, oh. This doesn't feel like... I don't know what happened. Turned out they weren't cheating. Which is probably fairly obvious, but... You know. It's one of those ones where it so felt like they were cheating. Because it was like, what is happening here? What is happening? I do not understand. It's one of those things I do not comprehend. You seem to have done lots and lots of things, and I am unaware of any of the things you have done. But that was just because they clearly knew that it was. It might have been an AI, I suppose, but it was either an AI or someone who knew their deck backwards, and therefore knew exactly what card to play at exactly what moment, and were just doing it like it was genuinely like they were on fast forward, which was ridiculously fast. And it was one of those ones where it was like, okay, and suddenly I've lost. Ew, why? Because I had so many more life points, but it was because there was a reversal and then a death blow. But it was a crazy funky deck that I did not enjoy going against, but still. They play Pot of Desires. It banishes 10 cards, then tries to draw 2, which I can cancel. I have no idea why it didn't let me do similar here. Yeah. But then I don't understand some of the bits and pieces that happen in that game sometimes. As far as I'm aware, Successor's Soul should be a simple enough premise. I sacrifice my monster, I sacrifice your monster, I get a big dragon. But a lot of the time, just by chaining in a card, not even a card that's actually countering my card. This is the problem I seem to be having sometimes. It doesn't feel like any of the text that I'm reading. Now, maybe I'm misreading it. I have to accept this fact. But a couple of occasions, it feels like they've just chained in a card and gone, yeah, you're not getting your dragon, man. And it's like, what? Misses timing. It might be. It might be that. But that just feels like such a shitty way for it to go down. Because it's like 1,000, all these people can play 1,000 cards in 1,000 chains, and not a single one of those manages to miss the timing. But Successor's Soul seems so finicky that at all times it will simply miss the blasted timing with minimal effort, and it's like, no, you're bullshit now, aren't you? Yeah, you're bullshit. It's fine. You fuck off now, bullshitter. And yes, I am just cooking dough at the moment. Or preparing flour, technically. I haven't even got to the dough stage yet. It's getting me a lot of points. Not sure what points. Green points again. I'm getting a shed load of green points. I really must go out and work a bit more manual labour. There you go. Don't you love games where the rules are indistinguishable from lore texts? And in fairness, Yu-Gi-Oh cards now are probably longer than most lore texts. That's the other problem. There are so many. Like, I don't know. It is slightly ridiculous. Because nowadays they can play one card, and by the end of a string of card shuffling, they wind up with 3 super powerful monsters on the field that are like rocking 3,000 attack points each. And lo and behold, every single one of them's immune to card effects, immune to damage effects, can block all of the things you do by sacrificing a card. It's just like, no. So yeah, it has gotten a little bit out of control. I think you suggested power creep the other day when I think Punk was talking about it. I think it's more power leap nowadays. It has gotten that out of control that it's like, woof! leaps and bounds, and to the point where one of my problems with it is they seem to have completely negated the notion of trap cards, because so many monsters are completely immune that, you know, it's just the nature of card games. I don't feel... Well, I suppose I don't feel like that should be the case, but I suppose it clearly is. Whether it should be or shouldn't be, it clearly is. But yeah, it just... I don't know. They seem to have just trumped their own systems. And that's sort of problematic, but still. But yeah, it seems daft that a lot of their systems are trumped. Because I remember, like, back in the good old days, where you could actually bluff with some trap cards. But nowadays, it's just like, I play some trap cards. Well, I've shuffled 6 monsters around in my deck, and now this monster can remove your trap cards without any real consequence. Oh, excellent. So my trap cards were pointless. Marvellous. Thank you. Yeah, it's too slow with the speed of the game. Yeah. Which is why all of them start working from the hand nowadays, which is just silly. And as they may not actually do a rotation of cards, but they have mechanically done a rotation of cards, haven't they? Let's be honest. They've mechanically made a lot of cards obsolete. And in fairness, there are still a lot of cards that I think are exclusively anime-based cards. Where it's like... And I don't mean ones based on the anime. I mean ones that are exclusively from the anime. But still. Power creep by definition, true. But I still think it is sort of... As I say, it feels like power leaping rather than power creeping. Because it's gone up a little bit ridiculously high. But there you go. Maybe I'm just bitter because I can't win. Mostly because I suppose I refuse to sort of partake in the full meta, which is not helpful, I suppose. But there you go. Oh, it's stuttering and starting, and I don't know why. I think maybe it was just thinking about it for a moment or two. But there you go. Put my maggots away. And I still need to put my carrots away. Do I need carrots in the box? Yes, I do, sir. Get some carrots in the box. And then hopefully, yes, I can harvest these berries. And then we'll take them downstairs and put them in crusher. And then we can get a lovely little what's it? Being good at a card game like that is damn near a full-time occupation. True. Keeping up with the meta, knowing what's likely to be in decks based on what you see, not to mention the financial investment. True. Kind of thing that people over a certain age just can't be asked with anymore. That's fair. Yeah. I suppose maybe that is the other key thing. I no longer give enough of a shit to keep up with all of the details. I just want to summon my dragon and win the match, but unfortunately, summoning my dragon is not enough to win the match anymore. Refugee camp, let's deposit some more bread in their area. Might shoot you a message tomorrow, I've been meaning to chat for a while. Oh, that's fair enough. I will see if I can aid in whatever chat you have. But yes, thank you for the subscription once again, and thank you for coming in. Right. We need bees! But I need bees. Bugger. Everybody needs bees. Bees in their life. Also need a load of fucking seeds. But there you go. Also need a thing and a doings and a diddly-dee. I assume 07 is meant to be a little wavy man. Is that a little wavy man going, hello, papa? How-do-do-do. I don't know, you young people and your weird-ass text speak. I realise you are technically a year older than me. And by technically, I mean you are literally. But still. Ah, little salutey man, I see. Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, I can see that now. Right, hopefully, come on, bees. No, don't come on, bees. It'll really anger them. And you don't want angry bees near you when you are in a position to come. Because, well, you're going to be stung on the dong. Stong. God, I got one bee. One bee. One bee to rule them all. And in the darkness, bind them in honey. Let us see. How many bees? We have 10 bees! Oh, do I want to build them a thing? Or do I want to build someone else a thing? I think I did need planks. So we'll bring those planks. We'll grab another couple of flitches just in case it was flitch. But yeah. Oh, I suppose I ought to go and do blooming their bees first. Oh well. I haven't done physical since ritual monsters were just starting to come out. And mostly terrible, I see. But I've always kept up with a bit and definitely been enjoying this. Now, see, I don't know if I can... Oh, I forgot to bring the bees. I forgot to bring the bees. Sod it. I forgot the fucking bees. Blast it all. I suppose we could grab some more berries. Just seems as they're there. Just 'cause they're there, we're gonna grab berries on our way back home. We'll do a full berry sweep, and I'll tell you what, we might end up popping in the church and dealing with the churchyard. Well, not the churchyard, the church service. We might as well do that. But I think the goal is going to just be sort of took a look at some card prices for curiosity and may have ended up getting some though. Ah, so do you have a real world Madolce deck now? Get to the church in time for the church service in the morning. I say it is going to be morning. You can do it any time during the day, but we might as well do it in the morning. Hopefully nobody's going to come in and be sort of like in mourning for the graves, but you never know. You never know your luck. Statues for you, isn't it? I don't need to... Oh, that's good. We get a story and some faith. We should be able to still pick up the faith from the church service. And then we also should be able to pick up the money. And the money should just tip us over the balancing point, I think. I think if I attempted any physical TCG games, I'd end up on some kind of list, given the propensity for kids. True. There are quite a few children involved, but... I don't think you go on a list just for sort of purchasing playing cards. But you never know, I suppose. You never know what they're looking for. Your donations are welcome. Right, so I should have enough for another zombie. Where I want to put that zombie, I'm not entirely sure. There you go. It would not look good to be a 34-year-old man hanging around with children. I think I have done that before, because I did do physical Yu-Gi-Oh! On one occasion. It didn't particularly go well, because I was still outmatched and outclassed by all the meta decks, because all I wanted to do was summon a large dragon. My motivations have not changed over the years, I fear. All I really want to do is summon a large dragon and go, yay, large dragon. And yeah... There's too many options for killing a large dragon, which is problematic to say the least. Honey? No, honey goes in the upstairs one. There were enough adults, in fairness. There were plentiful adults around where I was, but still. That's true, yeah, I know. Certainly, when I was playing, there was sort of a lot of discussion around one guy who had basically spent a fucking fortune on trying to... Right, bees! Remember to bring the bees. Excellent. Right, now we want to take those to the refugee camp. Excellent. Adults or man-children? There is a difference, but not one you'd necessarily notice sometimes. Adults are all just man-children in disguise. Where... Oh, there we go. I was going to say, where do the bees go, game? Where do the bees go? Well, there's my new beehive. Are you happy with your new beehive? I'm going to pop another batch of... Could you... I'm trying to fill this with bread, mate. Yeah. See how more useful it is now it's full of bread. Well, these days, they're making kids scary good at chess. The record for youngest GM seems to fall every year or two, I see. Oh, I do need to build the beehive, that's fine. I wasn't sure, because sometimes in the refugee camp they are sort of just... They become built. And other times they sort of... not so much. It's like being in chains. I've done my last 12 types of relish. I can't bear it. Trade in simple snacks. In lentil we trust. No purchases. There is a plan. There is a plan afoot. And what plans do you have for your foot? I don't know. Nice little spa? Doing a nice heated foot spa? Sounds very pleasant. I think I can buy bees off of that man, but, well, I don't want to buy bees. So that's a problem. Here's your money, Corey. Build me a tavern. Cool, Corey and brother gets down to work. We'll take a nap, your new establishment with a very dawn. Now, do we save the pub for next time on my doings? Or do we do the pub now? We might as well do the pub now, in fairness. It's a bit of a cock tease if I suddenly leave it and we don't see the pub. So we'll try and wrap round to the next day and see the pub. I don't know whether I need to go to the pub location or go back to Corey's location. Either way, I suppose it's back to the Dead Horse. So, although unfortunately we didn't quite get around to the actual daytime, which is slightly annoying. Is there anything else we could do here? I suppose maybe we could... I'd say we could mine some stone, but we don't really need to mine any stone. Should we... I'll tell you what, we'll bring another zombie back. And then pop him in the quarry. Yes, it is this area. You, sir, come here. Get on my resurrection table, and it's alive! We need a sort of dead way, but it's sort of alive. Take it to the cool... Oh, the talking skull! That is the pub. The pub is officially built. Excellent. Oh, Christ. Okay. Yeah, we've actually filled everything up. And I can't do marble yet, can I? No. Okay. Some days you just don't know what to do with a zombie. What was the other one? Oh, zombie logistics. I thought for a second it was just called zombie lighting, and I was thinking, why do I need lighting for my zombies? Inventing stories. Can you... Oh yeah, random text generator. That's what you can do with a zombie. I've never done that one. Zombie gardening could be useful, but... Zombie brewery, I suppose. I don't think I ever got around to building a zombie brewery, truth be told. The last time I played this. Iron casting. Assembly stand. Oh, we can now do the assembly stand. That might be worthwhile going on. Yeah, go on, we'll go for that. Alireza Firuza. Originally Iran but defected to France, was top 50 in the world at 16. Good lord. Some people have too much intelligence. Says the person with none, I suppose. It's jealousy, I guess. I was out of high school and in some local one-day tournament got paired with a little girl who couldn't have been older than 5. She played patiently and legally, but not very well otherwise. What else do we want? Oh, was it marble quarrying? But yeah, that one. Cock. I should have saved up for that. Although, no, I got the green. Yeah, okay. Let's chop something down. Just wait there, Mr. Zombie friend. I'm gonna chop down some trees. That should get me red points. No, it doesn't. Of course, they're trees, you fool. They're trees. But trees are good. Trees are good. But trees are good. Is quarrying more of a red activity? I feel like quarrying might be a red activity. Red activity, excellent, right. We don't need any of this, but fuck me if I want those reds now. In fairness, I don't need any marble either. I don't need my ball. I don't need my balls, but, you know. But actually, I will need a supply of marble, so it's probably worthwhile setting it up. But I haven't got any space left. I'm going to need to build a load more bloody space areas. Areas in space! Oh, Billy Bollocks! I misread it. I need that one as well, so... Blarg. Yeah, we need the marble quarrying, which means we need another 200 red, which is awkward. Very awkward indeed. Okay, how much faith do we have? 5 faith. Okay, that's not so bad. Let's get back to Sweet Home. And then do some studying for a moment or two. Oh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, that is just a cargo porter station. Feels like the first time I've noticed that one. And I have left a zombie lying in the fucking quarry, which is slightly problematic. I will probably have to go and get him. Is that my... No, that's my alchemy. That's my study table. What we've got here that has not been studied. Excellent. A polished brick of marbles. And superb. Lots of reds. Excellent. Not enough reds, but that's not the point. Wooden planks. No, it takes too much. Stone. Just enough. I have studied a piece of stone. I have learnt many things from this piece of stone. What else we got here? Silver, not completed, so I think, is that the... No, that's not the random. That was the random one I just picked up. Okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie. Let's get to the top of Sweet Home so I can pop my silver nugget in the little chest. Then what else do we want to do? Lots and lots of monetary things, arguably, but we will want to go to the Talking Skull as well, so I guess just stall for a moment. Grab some more bread. That's too much bread. I've got so much bread. I suppose arguably we want to go rescue that bloody zombie from the quarry as well. And then figure out what I want to do with him. I suppose, where was the zombie brewery? Was that a viable one to actually learn? No, not at the moment. We'd need a load more blues. And we'd need... Oh no, we could do zombie brewery first, rather than zombie vineyard first. Hey. Interesting. Do I not have a brewing stand here then? Or is this the brewing stand? You're the brewing stand, okay. That's fine. I just need a lot of... Oh yeah, I need hops. Blimey, where do I get hops from? I'll craft it at the zombie vineyard or just a general vineyard, in fairness. I don't think I've got any hop seeds, in fairness. Anyway, I suppose at this point, let's go rescue that zombie from the quarry. And then there's a couple of zombies here that haven't got anything much to do now either. Do I happen to have the tools to build an iron ore stockpile? Excellent. Yes, I do. Marvellous stuff. Right. And I think you are actually manned by a zombie, right? Yes, you are. Excellent. Right. So now, unfortunately, it is just stall until my clock on the teleport mirror times up again. It's a problematic system, I think. It would have been far more useful if they'd perhaps not put a sort of timer on the thing. Right, there you go. I'll put you there for now. You're not going to do anything, but at least you're safe and sound under the ground. You're safe and sound in the underground. Ooh, yeah. Kind of feel bad beating up on little girls just starting and the elderly, though. Yeah, but sometimes they're the only opponents you can beat. And at that point, you just have to feel okay with it. You have to convince yourself that if you don't beat them, someone else will. Yes, did I actually bring... I haven't really got my hemp supplies down here, do I? I suppose paper might suffice as a potential thing. But I don't have any skin anymore. Jesus, really? Jesus, Joseph and Mary. I don't have no skin here. Oh, I don't have no skin in the game. I don't really need another pen and ink, but... Then again, I don't really need just an ink lying around, so... Does this get me blues? Double D, double die, double D, double die? No, it doesn't get some reds. Darn it. Well, pop the ink in one of these. Oh, it might have to be the alchemy chest. No, we're okay. No, we're not okay, because we're not okay. We're not a fucking okay. The Talking Skull. Oh, you call this a tavern? Holy sword, it's an embarrassment. Where's the music maker, the gossip, the drinks? Where's the cool bartender? And considering various candidates right now, and okay, you're helpless. I'll manage it instead of you. Your task is to construct a wooden doll of a bartender and set it here. There was also a female chess player that defected from Iran to the US because she played an Israeli player. I'm sensing a trend here, yeah. Okay, so create a barman doll. Just go to your workbench and do it. Go, go. Save your questions for later. I think I can still do other builds here. Yeah, tavern tables and cabinet with artifacts. And graveyard fest. So we'll deal with tavern tables first. Can't afford any more tavern tables. But this here, this is the Talking Skull. This is my tavern. Up here will be my trinkets case. And then I think down here, whether I'm allowed to go down here or not, I don't know. Oh, no, I am allowed down here. Excellent. Box rack, that's for storing alcohol, obviously. I can cook down here as well. Cook stuff for the pub upstairs. I can cook on the fire for the pub upstairs, although I haven't said that. Oh no, the professional oven is all one element. It's not two separate areas this time. Exit, so there's a little exit on the side of my pub. There's sort of a sign. There's a trough. But yeah, here we go. This is my pub. This is my pub. My pub is amazing. Give it a lick. It tastes like a pub, as you would expect a pub to taste. This here is a special thing in the not too distant future. I was just curious how many card from the smallish set I was missing, but literally can't check. Oh, that's unfortunate. Why is it hard, the event ticket set, if you don't have any tickets? Can't even look at it unless I have tickets to spend. I did wonder, because I heard you mentioned the idea of there being a new ticket thing, and I was like, I don't see anything. So I figured that was the case, yeah. It does seem a little bit of a silly system, because what does it matter if you can see it or not see it? But, there you go. What am I trying to do? Oh, I want to go to my workbench. So that's up here. I'm only really seeing if I happen to have the materials for it at this point. I'm not necessarily... Is that my workbench? Carpenter's workbench. I don't know if that's good enough. I could upgrade it to the level 2, which might be okay. Might not be a terrible idea. Ah, there we go. Wooden barman doll. We need complex parts? Complex parts, okay. That's not so bad. Complex parts. I believe it was 6, but I might be mistaken. You have to earn a ticket from the event, then go to the shop with the normal ticket thing. Yeah. It's a bit daft. Barman doll. Excellent. Oh, I'm going to run out of energy. I must put it away in a minute. But what can I say? This game is compelling. So if I get like a load more... Ah, cock. There's a body in the morgue. There's a body in the morgue. There's a body in the boom boom morgue. I can't do anything with the body in the morgue. The body in the morgue. The body in the boom boom morgue. But what I can do is put it on ice and see to it later. That looks like a very good one to try and get into the graveyard. We shall have to wait and see. Because the blood and the fat will remove 2 of those red skulls, and then you can pretty much just sort of deal with 1 red skull, essentially. It's not a huge deal. But I do have a couple of extra goals in mind that I want to do now, so we'll get those done. I want to get that bar doll finished and get that carpenter's workbench up to level 2, since that looks like a fairly easy build. We just need energy. Pump yourself full of Monster Energy drink. Not sponsored. Right, so we need ourselves 2 more complex parts and 4 big planks. We're going to have to get more big planks than we really need, but whatever. They don't let you do precise numbers. They let you do the numbers they've chosen. So simple iron parts. If we need 2 more of that, oh, we don't actually need quite as many as these, but never mind. It's always good to have a spare set of everything. Now I need another one of those complex parts. I thought you were giving me... Never mind. Whatever. could have sworn, unless I've gotten confused. No, I have not gotten confused. But yeah, for some reason I didn't have as many as I thought I did. Oh, never mind. Excellent. Right, I believe we needed... I can't remember what it is now, but... Nows is always a reasonable thing to have. Need another little sleepy. Another quick sleepy. So we can carry on doing... And doing the things that we like to do. Yeah. Doing the things indeed. All of the things or none of the things, it's up to you which you choose. I've got so much bread now, I don't know what to do with this much bread. I can't continue with so much bread. I'm not sure whether it's break pants, of course. I'm not sure whether it was board or flitch, so I'm just going to get a stash of both. I've got so many logs incoming that, you know, I've got spare logs on the floor. If I get in before the bloody oh dang it! If I get in before the zombie arrives, I can get some of these logs on the log storage. Yay! There we go. All logs there. Marvelous. Right, to the talking skull. Diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle-doo. Put the barman on the bar. Clumsy work, but it's good enough. Yorick, it's your turn. Yorick, you sure this is a good idea? More complaints. Just think he can work around the clock. He knows all the gossip and rumours, and he has 30 years of bartending experience before he poisoned himself with an expired cocktail. And most of all, he doesn't claim a salary. Who's the genius here? Makes sense. Talk to him. I'll be waiting for you in the local cellar. I will try and talk to him, but first I want to build that tavern table since I put the effort into getting all of the parts. Bang, bang, bang. Don't run out of energy, you prick. Thank you. I greet the new bartender. Oh, it'll be such a pleasure to work with you. No salary, no insurance, no vacations, never. I'm on strike. Have a nice day. Goodbye. I guess he's gone. Since you're such a skilled bartender, could you tell me a little about it? Of course, a tavern is like a defenseless flower, yes. Your duty is to care for it and nurture it like your own child. So you must remember this. There are a kitchen and storage area in the cellar. Alcohol is stored on pallets. We sell alcohol off the pallets around the clock. We need to make sure it doesn't run out. Sounds reasonable. Customers like to buy alcohol and enjoy themselves, but they like quality taverns. So the higher the tavern's quality, the more customers you get. The more customers, the more money. Oh, I'm already looking forward to the stupors, the wild screams, the drunken fights. It'll be marvellous. For starters, put some beer on the pallets. It's going to be a little bit more difficult than he makes out, but still, never mind. We'll save Jerry for next time. Assuming I remember. I'm hoping I will remember. I'll tell you what, let's go Dead Horse, because we can sell those certificates. Trade you my certificates. Both of them, please, thank you. Finish the offer. Excellent. More cash in hand. That's what we need. Now, was there one last thing? Oh, there was a body in the morgue. There was a body in the morgue. There was a body in the fucking morgue. Which means we need to rush. Rush back to the morgue. Get your little tootsies moving. Moving to the morgue. Go, go, go. Run, man, run. Run like you've never run before. Weirdly, kicking your legs out and shaking your backside. Could grab some more berries, but can't be bothered. That's fine. Yeah, I could grab those berries, but can't be bothered. That's also fine. Get under the ground to this body. So that's a potentially good one, but this one's more pertinent, I think, because if we just take the blood and the fat, we get down to one skull. I don't think I've quite got enough energy, you bastard. I'm gonna eat a sauerkraut. Yeah, there you go, one skull. That's good enough for the graveyard. Whoops, come here. No, I take the body with me, please. Because if you're wondering how the graveyard system works, I will sort of reiterate perhaps how it functions. So you, as is possibly to be expected, we'll pop it over here, finish that patch off. You pop a hole in the ground as you would expect. You do have to dig that hole yourself, as again you would probably expect, because who else is going to dig that hole? You pop the body in the ground, you inter the corpse, and then you put dirt over the corpse. And then you get a burial certificate for burying the corpse. And then what you've got is the skull meter. The skull meter in the centre, you've got a red skull and a bunch of white skulls. Any red skulls count against your graveyard. So at the moment you can see that's a -1 against my graveyard. There's another -1 against my graveyard up there as well. But that's because I haven't dealt with the situation as well as I could have. I might get rid of that body because that's a shit body. But exhumation costs money. So, you know, it's something to consider later. But what you need to do is you need to build gravestones and grave fences. And if we look into one of these, one of the fancy ones, you can see that gravestone adds 3 laurels, and that gravestone, or that grave fence, adds 2 laurels. That means in total they're adding 5 laurels. If you've got laurels against white skulls, you get beneficial points. So you can see here that was a perfect body, which means you've got 6 white skulls, and therefore the 5 laurels count towards your graveyard. And at the moment I have a quality of 107 laurels. That's a detriment at the moment, that grave there, and the other grave there, -1 is a detriment. The zeros obviously are indifferent, but would be beneficial to get rid of and start with better bodies. Columbardiums, slightly easier to get your hands on and use, but not so much that it makes that much difference, I don't think. Right, let's pop some fat there. I don't really want to go all the way to the library to deposit the blood, but that's where the blood gets deposited, in the library. There we go. At least it's in the library chest. I'm not getting all the books fucking covered in blood. They're covered in brains, hearts, and intestines. Because I have a good shelving system, and don't you forget it. Right, I think that's our lot for this occasion. We shall have a sleep here, and then we shall wake up, and it will save the game. Saved by sleep. In fairness, that is actually reasonably accurate. There we go. Marvellous. Exit to menu. Surely the library doesn't store all the blood. My library stores all of the blood. My local library stores so much blood. It's ridiculous. You start thinking, my God, this is too much blood in the library. In the library, I have blood. In the library, I have blood. Do you have blood too in the library? Yes, I do. In the library. Diddle 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 dee diddle dee diddle 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 dee diddle dee. Have you got a diddle on your diddly dee? Yes, I've got a diddle on my diddly dee. Oh, why do you have a diddle? Why do you have a diddle on your diddle dee? Oh, do 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 do. We are just in the sort of diddle dee phase where I'm looking at things and trying to figure out what I want to do with things. Do 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 a diddly dee, a diddly dee, diddle diddly dee, a diddly bum bum a diddle do, a diddly dee dee dub dee do, dub dub dee, I'm a dub dub da, dooba 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 dub dub, dip 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 and a dub dub dub. That's the motto of the Scouts. Oh, 8,137 gems with a max of 9,999. So if I get too many more, I'll have to buy something. Arguably, you don't, because I don't know if you've ever capped it out before, but they do just give it to you in your gift box. So you don't, you know, if you're worried about wasting gems and it capping out and you wasting gems, you don't have to be concerned because it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter at all. It's very much a sort of, it's a thing. And it does the thing. It just gives it in a gift box. That's it. So you don't lose out. Or at least I didn't lose out when I maxed it out right at the beginning. I want either You Are and only available in the Master Pack set. Yep. And even Gren, which is in a set, has Dick All that I would want in that set with him. Yeah. I still don't like to go too over, just in case. I would assume it works like Duel Links, though. I don't know how Duel Links worked it, but as I say, to a certain extent, there is a sort of safety net with the gift box, I believe. I mean, it's not a bad policy not going over, in fairness, so I don't necessarily blame you there. Do 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 diddle diddle dee with a diddle dee die. I'll tell you what, we'll go over to this fella again. We've been over there once before, so we'll pop in and see this individual. He's doing Zelda, Breath of the Wild specifically. Very good game. But I must admit, I don't have the patience to collect all of the Korok Sades, which is clearly what he's up to at the moment. So let's, assuming he'll still be on by the time I've gotten through the ending ramblings, we shall pop in there and see what that's all about. Well, he did leave, but he did, which isn't entirely. It always sounds so accusatory, I fear, when I do these things. What am I typing? I don't know. All of the wrong things, in fairness. There we go. Right, we'll pop into the interim slideshow, so we've got a big version. But he did pop in and subscribe, so do feel free. If you enjoy miniature painting, do check out Mr. Mellow Miniatures. He does a lot of singing, and he does a lot of challenges, and he does a lot of painting.
Don't want a lot
he jabs
for
brushes at
Christmas.
fences, and I
There
approve of
is
that-
just
this method.
one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas
So unfortunately, we
tree.
got a Christmas clip.
I just want you
As
for
part of me,
my...
I wouldn't mind being able to section off clips, but I think it's because the clip shower is a separate function. It's a completely separate thing built elsewhere. It's nothing to do with Twitch. But it would be nice if you could sort of section your own clips into areas. That way, Christmas clips could be, put into Christmas. And then not Christmas clips could be put in elsewhere as well. So I think that would work better for clipping things and showing them off in stream. But still, that's not hugely the point right now. But that's Mello. He usually does Thursday nights, but he does tend to do sort of whenever he can. I think it's catch as catch can. And there you go. So that's lovely miniatures for you. Probably pulled from the other set. Technically be splashed in with my deck. And is decently fun on its own. Nice. It's not going to get me the Eater of Millions. That sounds fantastic. Upstart Goblin Chicken Game. Yeah, I think I need some chicken games. Or at least chicken games are a hugely popular one for sort of Exodia. Oh, there you go. You've mentioned Exodia there. Cowcatcher? No. Catch as catch can. I believe it's a style of wrestling which is literally you catch them however you can. Catch as catch can. But I might be wrong. That's always how I've interpreted it. I might be completely way off the mark there, but I don't know. Do either of you have the mighty Sonic Duck? No. No, we don't. Although, having said that, I suppose, are we talking that is a Yu-Gi-Oh card? Or, I mean, I found an actual Sonic the Hedgehog Duck thing. But yes, it is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. So let us have a look. Oh, they're the creatures in the anime that actually they used in the sort of digital VR world. Yeah, I do recognise them. A duck which can walk at sonic speed. Sometimes he cannot deal with his incredible pace and loses control. It's a draw engine, which is great for... the chicken game is the draw engine, I take it you mean. Yeah, I can see how that works. And there's others I spotted which... I can't remember what it is. There's. I think someone had one that was a gift thing where you gifted your opponent extra life points, and then there's some kind of trap. I think it was a trap, and it was a sort of some kind of split the difference where you you draw an amount of cards dependent on the amount of difference between your life points with your opponent's life points. So, yeah, it does seem like quite a good stall method to try and build Exodia. I don't think I was able to get it when I was trying the other day, because I think it's another ultra rare, isn't it? But I'm willing to be proven wrong on that front. I cannot remember, but yeah, it's one of those cards where I couldn't, just reading it, my brain couldn't quite understand the benefit. Or not fully, at least. Not like a sort of, yes, this has to be included sort of benefit. But then I actually sort of experienced it, I suppose, because someone else played it, and it was like, oh, yes. Yes, I understand. I understand now. This is the one. Oh, I did summon Exodia the other day. It was very satisfying, I must admit. It's a lovely little animation. I would highly recommend you summon Exodia at some point. Or at least try and summon Exodia at some point, I suppose. But I should think you'd be able to. Anyway, tomorrow night, I believe at least. I don't think it's changed much. It was Bioshock? I want to say Bioshock. Yeah, pretty sure it was Bioshock. Mr. Nicodine. Jester, you might be able to confirm. Was it Bioshock or am I?
If I decide to poke myself right
making
in
that
front
up?
of you. Can you?
Did you shoot the floor? Excellent.
That looked dumb. That looked
Phenomenal.
incredibly dumb.
I mean, I love that game. Chimera Squad was so good. Bioshock.
Fucking pure XCOM logic.
Was that an accidental one or was that a deliberate one? You've got my biosocks on. Yeah, no, they're fucking disgusting. They're biohazards, more like. And again, this is sort of, if Mr. Blueboosh is present and available, he might be able to confirm or deny whether he is on or off. But I believe 10 o'clock tomorrow, you will have the bluest of bushes available to you. A series of party games often, with an element, and here is one of the
My
party
mouse,
games.
What have you done?
Well, Caesar would be his then go.
Series of party games where we draw silly things. Arguably, it's Mr. Malus Caliber who's responsible for us on Gartic Farm, at least partially. I think I'd certainly heard of it prior to you playing it on your stream, but I think
J Dragon fan.
potentially Mr. Blueboosh discovered it on that one.
Cute little mouse.
No,
Can't sleep, must paint.
no, I don't think it was a rat eating pears.
Him crying.
It was. It started as a lovely little mouse, and then it turned into a manic beast that was trying to eat at least something. A banana. It was eating a banana, and then it just chat itself with a massive boner.
This magical, yeah.
Truly is. It's a magical game. But yeah, Gartic Phone is a semi-regular GeoGuessr. What the dub? As I say, it's usually an arrangement of party games, which are usually rather entertaining. So 10 o'clock tomorrow night, if you so choose to check that out. There's often a little bit of yes, oh marvellous. Odd how I didn't get notified. There it is. Just took its moment. Oh god, yeah, okay. Biosock, yeah. That's fair. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. That is exactly what that is. Excellent. Anyway, so yeah, that's your option. There'll probably be miniature painting as well with Mr. Blueboosh. And then I still don't know 100% sure, not sure whether there's a Saturday RPG this week or not. So I will try and sort of update that possibly tomorrow or the following day. Let's see. There is a message, but not from the right individual. But you never know. Maybe they're linked together. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at that. That's nothing to do with the situation, but yes. So Saturday's a bit up in the air. See what happens. But I will notify it in the Discord tomorrow or Saturday. I should think. Anyway, that's pretty much it. That is all of the things, all of the time. And right, let's grab your username. There we go. Your username has been grabbed, and we shall do Raidington. Well, I can't deny I will probably be leaving fairly swiftly on the Raidington because, well, 1 AM probably ought to go to sleep in some fashion. But I will say, cheerio.